Welcome, welcome to Freaked Out with your psychic medium host, Liz. That's me. Today, I wanted to cover what in the hell is going on with TikTok, but I also wanted to talk about Kendrick Lamar as well, because I think it's important. I was going to make two different videos, but things are just happening so quickly, so I've got to keep up. I got to keep up. Right as I wrote all of the stuff surrounding TikTok, automatically it became available in the app stores again. So now I'm like, okay, then I'll tell you guys, it has sent me on a windwhirl of emotion because TikTok was the app that I had originally hit a large quantity of followers, almost 400,000 to be exact. And I did that being myself, and it was just remarkable. I truly fell in love with TikTok after that, and I felt special, and I had lots of ups and downs. It's just one of those apps that have been there for me in the background of my life. And I feel like I had met so many great people through TikTok and so many fans and so many wonderful, genuine humans. And it's a shame as to what I'm about to share with you today, because I never in my psychic life ever thought it would get to this point. TikTok's like an ex-boyfriend that keeps messing with me. And then the ex-boyfriend has completely changed. Everything changed January 19th. And even things that were initially set in stone vanished. A last minute catastrophe is what I'd like to call it. First of all, I did want to let you guys know that I'm still currently working on Liam Payne's episode, and I'm also working on Luigi's episode, and I plan to drop these episodes next week. So fingers crossed, I'll have it by the end of next week. That's the goal. The Liam Payne episode will be on this side, but the Luigi episode will be members only. So make sure to become a member to access that as well. Reason being is because Luigi's is going to have a lot of sensitive information, kind of information I'm a little hesitant to share with you guys, but my members are going to have that access. Also, if you don't know how to become a member on YouTube, all you got to do is just watch a video. I will put a link in this video description so you can access as well. We also have the real Squid Games coming, which I'm super, super excited about too. And I'm also going to be doing the Scamanda documentary. That sounded interesting. I got to cover that one as well. And of course, we just dropped our Space Karen episode here for everyone to listen to as well. I also have to drop this disclaimer. So these are predictions. They are not facts. These are just things I see, but I am pretty good. All right, back to TikTok. As soon as January 19th hit, it was like not even midnight yet, and that app went dark, at least for the US. Now, I tried to be, suave, and I tried to log in to my Canadian account, and it wouldn't even let me access it. That is how it was. I can't even stress on how crazy that moment was for me. And a million people, of course, more than that. I know the next morning I accidentally pressed it and then turned it on just out of habit, and then it went nowhere. It's a good place to get updates. Now, initially, leading up to TikTok, first thing I saw was that the ban was not going to happen. It was not going to end up going through. That was my initial vision. As things progressed closer, I kept seeing that the owners, which by the way is ByteDance, were trying everything they could because they know that the US market is very valuable to the company specifically, and they were getting extremely desperate. They may say things like, we're going to give this a try, but it seemed as though TikTok was gonna give up. But then they got a phone call, and we're going to talk about that. But first, I just sounded like Julie Chen. let's talk about the history of TikTok. Now, as I had said earlier, it is owned by ByteDance. It is a privately held company in China. Now, in 2020, the Trump administration raised national security concerns regarding TikTok's data practices and its ownership. Straight and simple, he does not like anyone outside of any country that doesn't have a direct affiliation with him. And he's pretty racist. I know that Felon 47 is trying to make it seem like he's trying to protect the US, when in reality, that's not the case. He's just protecting the kind of information that is getting out there, the narrative. If you look at things that have happened more recently, even TMZ was bought by Fox. So TMZ and Fox are connected. And TMZ, I noticed over the last few years, have strayed away from posting a lot of true facts about Felon 47. That used to be my go-to to get everything. If it wasn't on TMZ, then it wasn't seen. Like, at least for me anyway. They bought it just in time for this election. I also want to put out there that China is not and was never doing anything to breach any security or data issues or anything. If anything, Felon 47 likes to point fingers at things he does himself. Just remember that. They were just simply providing a platform for everyone, no matter how small or big the people are, to have the opportunity to go viral, make money, enjoy, watch content, because it was so unique in its dynamic. To prevent the ban, ByteDance made a big boo-boo. They entered into negotiations with the US company Oracle as a potential partner, and it actually ended up receiving tentative approval, delaying the ban and allowing TikTok to still work in the US. Now, as of February 2025, the VP, JD Vance, has now been appointed to oversee everything surrounding TikTok and potential sales of TikTok. And they extended the deadline to April 5th. This is the part that drives me crazy. If TikTok was going to go forward and sell the company, they should have done that at the beginning of last year, when they were in process of having this removed. But they refused. And now all of a sudden they want to. It just makes no sense to me. We're going to talk about the nitty-gritty. I cannot even stress on how much the app has changed as soon as the election was over. As soon as the election was over, I went from having large quantities of views, not crazy amounts, but enough. And then it went to basically nothing. They changed their structure. They changed the way they do things. They filter out comments that say certain things, certain hashtags. It was insane. I believe in that moment, they were really trying to suck up to the Felon 47 administration as much as they could, so that they could seem like they were non-biased, and that if anything, they could help him. There was a lot of silencing going on, and ever since it came back, the silencing has gotten much worse. So let's talk about what happened. I see that TikTok was in the process of communicating with Felon 47, but under the table, leading up to it, of course. And of course, I scratch your back, you scratch my back mentality came up. Basically, he had made a statement and suggestion that if they followed along everything he wanted over the next few months, that they would reconsider taking TikTok on as an ally. From what I see, a bargain was made as soon as he went into office. In fact, I feel like there was an overnight call that took place, and I see that he was okay, now you work for me. I own you. You want to survive? You need to follow along. Cut out this, that, and the other. make sure that these people, the blue side of things, don't get a proper platform. Don't allow them. And you need to follow my narrative. They also had to remove contracts and deals that they had with other companies that go directly against him. They basically signed their life away. And in my opinion, it was absolutely for nothing. If we were going to get to this point anyways, might as well have sold it off. It also gave Felon 47's administration access and control and information from immigrants, trans people, women in general, anything. They asked, okay, you need to help me. And they submitted all of the information. I believe that, yes, there were a lot of Karens making some phone calls to ICE, and there were a lot of reports, but I also feel like TikTok was also a helpful contributor when it comes to handing over immigrants that are not dangerous or violent. This was the worst thing that they could have done, and they did it. Does TikTok believe in Donald Trump? No, TikTok does not. In fact, TikTok is doing a lot of what other celebrities are doing, just basically existing and allowing him to run the show. Even if you receive some violations, they're just violating anyone who goes against it. I recently had a violation saying that my content was not good quality. I had a photo, like I always do, in the corner, and I obviously appealed it and said, no, I just have a photo. This is not low quality. This is my OG work. And they were like, deny, deny, deny. They are trying so hard to stop us. So if anything happens to your account for no reason, you know why. I would not put any of your private information on TikTok because they can see it all. If you talk about things publicly over there in a big way, not only will they shut you down, but they will also do things like get you banned, try to get you banned. It's nuts. And they are allowing random people off the streets, civilians, access to this information as well. There's like a little underground club. It could be on Reddit. It could be somewhere else. It could be an extension of Reddit, something associated with Reddit. But there's like this underground place where they all come, and they are to come on these apps and bully, and not just on TikTok, but every app. Intimidate trans, intimidate women, intimidate immigrants. Like, it is effing bad. Now, the contract was set up to extend it till April 5th. I believe that he's already got everything he needs from this app, and he doesn't really need anything more. And now he's basically setting up the narrative to mold to his views, to try to convince and push everyone back in that direction. Even that no hate campaign set up by Snoop Dogg and Tom Brady. Okay. Snoop Dogg has been bought. Tom Brady has been bought. Both of them did this commercial. It's all a farce. It is to make us look one way or another. It's really scary. It's also trying to set up more divide. And what people don't realize is that Felon 47 is going to turn on them too. I do believe that TikTok will continue to basically be owned by them. It is trying to stay out of the limelight and cause any problems, which is why they are violating just about anything. I feel like there's a whole team that is peering through TikTok to get all this information and still using it against anyone that it can, which is another reason why I am scared to say a damn thing over there. I am so afraid for this country because he's going to continue to let these people spy on us. It's fucking scary. Now, just be aware that there is going to be a group of people that step up out of the darkness, parading in the streets in every single state, representing Karen, if you know what I'm referencing. He's going to reward these people and let them get away with it. They can rape, murder, bomb, whoever, as long as it does not hurt his agenda. In fact, he doesn't even care if they turn on each other. He doesn't care about his supporters, period. And I really wish they got that. He's also going to have access to things in China, and China is going to fight against it, and they will continue to fight against it, but he's got like some access there because of TikTok. So basically what he was saying about TikTok and, leaking information is really what he was hoping he would obtain and get this leaked information from China. And so he can turn it back on them. I really feel like he is going to try to go to war with a lot of countries, but China being one of the bigger ones. He's jealous of where China is when it comes to where they are with how the world is working for them. They could be and sustain so well over there, and that bothers him. People keep asking me about a timeline on all of this. I think we still have like 9 months of this crap. But anyways, I do believe that TikTok is going to sell this app. I'm thinking it's going to be closer to mid-March heading into April because of that deadline. I see that the company is going to have 49%, and then this new company is going to partner, aka purchase, but also be the main shareholder. My fear is that it's going to stay within the Trump administration. And there are a few people, including Elon, interested. And I know that there has been talk about no, but I'm thinking that he's only saying no, but he really wants it. That would be the worst case scenario. The best case scenario is that they are also looking at other people, like Kevin O'Leary. Kevin O'Leary, I think his name is, from Shark Tank. They are also looking at Mr. Beast. Now, if Mr. Beast ends up getting this, that would probably be the best thing for everyone. Although Mr. Beast is going through his own things, I feel like the accusations and everything happening right now isn't necessarily completely real. There's some truth to some things, and we will talk about that one day when I do a Mr. Beast video, but I feel like he's the safest option. If anyone else gets it, I will be afraid. And you people cannot post over there anything, not put any of their information in, because they will continue to use it against you and China. In fact, I feel like they'll use TikTok as a tool to literally start a war in China. I would say that we've got about a 15% chance at this time that things are going to go in our direction. But if I do get any more feels on it, I will let you guys know. Now let's head into Kendrick Lamar. First of all, I need to come on here and, from the bottom of my heart, thank this man for doing what he did. It takes a big pair of balls to do something like that when big, burly football players can't even do that. So thank you for stepping up and saying something that needed to be said. It also felt like the resistance, everyone was coming together to fight, saying, no more of this crap, no more. And this is just certainly the very beginning of this internal war within the US. I really do admire any celebrities that step out and into the world. It's a scary position to be in. Making that stance is very scary and can come back tenfold on you in a bad way. And you know what? It's not even about loyalty. It is about human decency. It is about loving one another despite our differences. It's about respecting one another, keeping peace, protecting minorities, regardless of how you feel about them. Just know that deep down inside, these people are struggling and suffering, and they are not bad people. It really bothers me that America is called the United States because we are not united. One day I hope we do become united, and it is there. The possibility is there. Once we all get on the same page, there will always be some crazy people that will continuously keep falling into this cult. But my goal is for that 45% of the US that is so gung-ho in this direction finally start to see the light. I am so irritated by so many celebrities, so I'm not even talking about them unless they are making an impact. You know, like Travis Kelce. I'm still waiting for him to open up his mouth and defend his girlfriend. If that was Kendrick Lamar, he wouldn't be afraid. Fuck, Tupac wouldn't be afraid either. I feel like we're going to continue to have people like Kendrick fighting every chance they can. Award ceremonies, concerts, you name it. They're going to use their platforms to speak up. So make sure to listen. I do want to mention that there is a big X on Kendrick's shoulders. And from what I can see, somebody wants to try and take him out. I don't think it's going to actually happen, but what I am feeling is that they're going to try to put out fake rumors about him. Really try to ruin his reputation. Maybe even take Drake and try to get Drake to do something against him. There is going to be a lot of things that come out about Kendrick Lamar that are absolutely inaccurate and paid off so that people think that he's a bad person. Anyone who's going to stand up is going to have this risk, including myself. Serena Williams too. I feel like there are so many celebrities that are not going to let him win. I don't necessarily think violence will come upon them, at least at this point, maybe down the line, maybe an accidental suicide related type of thing, you know what I'm saying? But I'll tell you straight up, Kendrick Lamar has zero interest in committing suicide or drugs or anything like that. So if that ever happens, please know that it is all fake, set up, you name it. I'll be honest with you guys, I do fear for our lives. This is a pretty scary thing going on right now. I also believe that there's going to be some people stepping forward about Drake, and I think that needed to finally happen, and we need to believe them because it will be true. And speaking on the celebrity side of things, there are a lot of celebrities that are afraid. They would prefer to kiss his ass and kiss his rings than lose anything, even if they stand up for something completely different than what he is and know that he's a piece of shit. There are celebrities that are getting paid off, that are just doing things willy-nilly, like Soulja Boy. I feel like he's getting large quantities of money. He wants to turn his $5 million into $10 million. So he's going to do what he wants to do and get that paycheck directly from the administration. Being bullies, he may not necessarily agree or believe in his tactics, but he's going to follow along because he wants that paycheck. There are also other celebrities that he has dirt on. Epstein parties, Diddy parties, any other kind of parties, Will Smith parties, whatever the case may be, there are a bunch of parties. And he has a lot of dirt on a lot of celebrities, including Travis Kelce, including Snoop Dogg. Now, the stuff on Travis, he was a young kid. He may have sexually assaulted a female. We'll talk about that more in depth later when I reveal. I'm going to do a What's the Blackmail episode one of these days. And we're going to talk about all these different celebrities and why they're behind him, because there are lots of reasons, even if they don't believe in it. But I don't feel like Travis's blackmail would ruin him. If anything, I feel like letting us know what it is would be better. Acknowledging it and then apologizing about it. Hell, even admitting to the issue as well. I don't even feel like Taylor Swift knows any of this. And I think that's the biggest piece. He doesn't want her to look at him badly because of what she's gone through herself. I'll tell you though, she's never questioned him in this relationship, and I think she's starting to question him now. Of course, she still loves him. And of course, that's not going to change. But she's starting to go, you're not as perfect as I thought you once were. I also believe that Jason is trying to get him to talk about it as well. And he is being hella stubborn right now. I hope he changes his mind, because he needs to. He needs to stop being a pussy baby, regardless of what gets put out there, and stand up, because it's gross. It doesn't look good on you. Now, going back to Kendrick Lamar, he's actually going to end up producing a new album here soon. I think he's already in the works with it. I haven't looked any of this up, but I see something pretty incredible coming out in relation to fighting. And I feel like he and Macklemore and all these other celebrities are just going to keep putting stuff out there. I see Macklemore just dropped a video like not even 2 days ago, and I've already watched it a few times, and there's going to be more like that, more people stepping up because it's about damn time. I even feel like they're going to take some Michael Jackson music and like do some revamping or like remixes and just to talk about the words that we used to say in the background, and we got to remember them now. Here's something that's really interesting. I see that Snoop Dogg and Kendrick are fighting. Like they are having it out right now because Snoop Dogg is a huge Kendrick Lamar fan, and he is someone who respects him so much and is like, he's talked about him publicly. But I feel like Kendrick has called Snoop Dogg out on all of this, and Snoop Dogg is probably going to have and continue to be in the background, but I wouldn't be surprised if Kendrick fully calls Snoop Dogg out in some of his music as well. Now, Snoop Dogg's blackmail is pretty bad, and I feel like it was brought to him a few months ago, right before the election happened. I think he received something in the mail or a letter, or I don't know, but there was a meeting, and he was told that if he didn't follow suit, that he'd be coming for him. So Snoop Dogg has gotten himself in a pretty bad situation. This could lead Snoop Dogg to jail, and for a very long time, probably the rest of his life. That is why he is heavily defending him, because Felon 47 basically owns his ass. It's going to be a wild ride for celebrities, and we're going to continue to see this divide. There will be a few that step out and talk about their experiences, but we're not going to hear about those things until he's no longer in office. Even Bianca, Kanye West's ex-wife, well, she's leaving him now. Yes, there's some NDAs that she cannot talk about, but she's going to share some information. Apparently, it was the website. If you guys have not seen the website and what they're selling over there, was what sent her over the edge. But it's way, way, way more than that. But I think she's going to spill some tea too. But also, I feel like she's in danger as well. I wouldn't be surprised if she also has an accident or some sort of drug-related accident. But anyways, guys, this is just a little mini update for you. I'm excited to see where we go, because we are going to fight. We are not going to let them win, regardless of what it looks like now. We are all going to stand up and continue to fight. Until next time, guys, stay freaked out.